That was not in sync. Welcome back to another episode of Sports for Dummies. My name is Joshua Merchant, joined by co-host John Merchant.
Hello, everybody.
Hope everyone is doing well. There might have, for anyone who's following the NBA, there's been a bit of a difference. The difference, obviously, you can see in the courts, meaning the actual colour of the courts. You know, we're watching the Warriors and who was it? Who
Thunder.
played? Warriors and Thunder, and it was a bright blue court. Looked very odd. Didn't understand what was going on with that. So we thought we would bring a real dummy episode because we actually had no idea either.
I was still trying to figure out, what it is. I think we've figured it out a little bit, but we're just going to read the rules out because I'm not sure if this is actually really worth it for the NBA. But anyway, they're doing it. So.
It sounds like they're making, and you touched on that before, Johnny. They're making the start of the season a bit more fun and a bit more hype.
I think they're trying to make the regular season more important and more valuable. Eager for fans to watch. There's a lot of money that goes into the NBA, with players' salaries and whatnot. And this is their idea. And we'll run through the rules.
Which is weird.
To make it, I guess, more on the line, so to speak.
Yeah, so what they've called it an in-season tournament, which between you and I thought we were, it's a tournament to get to the playoffs, to then get to the finals. But anyway, we were just going to make another one.
You play the regular season
to get to the playoffs.
And then if you finish in the top 6, and then if you're in the 7th to 10th, and you have the play-in, and so we're just adding
another
extra
layer.
Things, but we'll go through it.
It's like the Heat; they're going to come out and perform, obviously. Anyway,
we'll go through that.
So, the funny question, it was on Sporting News. Why are the NBA courts different tonight? So, each NBA has an alternative court for in-season tournament games. So, this is what they're calling the in-season tournament.
So, is it a generic, like where they're playing?
We'll run through it.
It's going through it, yeah.
Yep. So, the in-season tournament is a new addition to the NBA calendar. All 30 teams will participate in the tournament and have been split into 6 groups. Each team will play 4 group play games, 1 game against each team in their group on designated tournament nights. So obviously they're going to run a tournament night and then have the regular season playing. The top team in each group, plus the team from each conference with the best record that finishes second in its group, will then advance to the quarterfinals. The new courts will be used in group play and the quarterfinals to make it clear to fans that they are in-season tournament games. So when you see a different design, that means that it's an in-season tournament.
Jesus, they're a bit much though, the colours.
Yeah, but I do
look real.
No, it looks like you're playing some NBA games.
Yeah.
Anyway, some NBA 2K, not NBA. That's what we're playing. The semi-finals and the championship.
Josh has had a few beers and
already spilt one.
He's very struggling.
Very struggling.
Very struggling. I stick by what I said.
Very struggling.
I know words.
Anyway, the championship will be played at the T-Mobile Arena.
It's the first time that's happened and I'm not picking it up.
Anyway.
Basketball, that's what it's
according to the NBA, this is the first time all 30 teams have had an alternate court. For the Celtics, Bulls, Lakers, Pelicans, and Trailblazers, it'll be the first time playing on an alternate court in franchise history. Each court shares a few design details, including a fully painted court with no wood grain details. So there's no standard, I guess, NBA design. It's going to look the way it did. So, you've got the bright blues and all the colours are going to be popping. NBA Cup silhouettes at both centre court and in the lanes, and a 16-foot lane from end to end in a contrasting wash of colour. So that's what they're going to be doing. So what we've got for the NBA in-season tournament schedule, you've got group play start date November 3rd, which was today. So the games that played today were in-season tournament. And then the group play end date will be November 28th, with the quarterfinals held from December 4th to 5th, semifinals on the December 7th, championship December 9th. Now, the in-season...
So you just to stop on that, so you just got over a month of this in-tournament.
Just got an in-tournament, which, to be honest, it's not like they mention what it's really for. I guess it's just another layer for people to engage and watch the sport. To be honest, I don't understand why they're doing it. I think they've already got enough hype around the NBA with these, new players, the rookies coming in, the trades that have happened off season. I think
they're going about. They're going. So the NBA regular season has lost meaning, and there's a couple of reasons from it. One, the media only respects you in championships, so they've kind of, created a rod for its own back.
Yep. That's a good point. Didn't think about that.
Players also don't. Most of them miss 20, 25 games. So
it makes sense.
You've got all these players. You're looking forward to it, especially last year and last couple of years. You're excited to see, whoever KD was playing for. The Nets versus Lakers. You want to see LeBron versus KD. Yeah. One of them's not playing, or both are not playing. It becomes frustrating. That's what fans want to see. They actually just want to see everyone play. They've ruined that now with the new MVP and awards structure, where you now have to play a minimum 65 games to be eligible for award. All that's done, though, is made sure that players will only play 65 games.
Well, it's funny because there's actually, I've just looked up each player who basically does play, and whoever wins, they pocket an amount of money. So basically, I guess like you said, we had a problem the other day when we were talking about, if a fan wants to go and watch KD or Booker, for example, and then all of a sudden they're just not playing. They didn't rock up. They decided not to play. This tournament probably gives an incentive for players to be there, to be playing, to show up.
An incentive. They already get paid millions of dollars to put a ball in the hoop. Now, we love sport. So it's ironic that we're, talking about that. But
there's going to be a most valuable player will be named at the conclusion of the tournament.
So that's amazing, but who cares? You've got the MVP award for the regular season. That used to be important. That's already somewhat not becoming important because they just want you to win, which is fine. But now you've got an in-season tournament. You've got the Western Conference award at the end of the year. You got the Eastern Conference award at the end of the year after the finals. How many in tournaments?
Well, they're going to
awards? It's not going to add to the value of someone. Now,
no.
I think what it will be good is what is good about this tournament. And I was wrong about the play-in, and that's actually been a big success.
Yep.
What it will do good is that it does count for regular season points.
Yep.
So it's not just a tournament separate from the tournament. Apart from the championship game,
yep,
every game counts to the regular season. So I guess in that regard, it gives more, excitement to the games. But do they need it? Is my question.
Yeah, well, look, it's a funny one. They've got why change things up, and the NBA Commissioner, Adam Silver, said the idea had been discussed for 15 years by league officials before settling upon a format styled after European Football League club events. So I guess it's kind of like, what do they call it? Not the UEFA. You know how they randomly... You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I don't know what the actual league is called. I should know.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a... I get the transition, and I get why they're bringing it in as a new tradition. Wonder whether or not people will actually really like it. Felt a bit weird watching it for the first time, but...
Well, I think the courts it was actually very aggressive. It was insulting to the eyes.
It was a fast-paced game. It looked like an all-star game. We said that. It looked like an all-star
game, but they were going at it, harder. But it was big scoring. I mean, the games were actually, I think most of them were actually, not too bad.
Yeah.
And we'll go through the games, quickly. We won't go through all the games, but the one thing I will reserve is I was wrong about the play-ins, and that's been a massive success. Maybe this will work.
Potentially. All right, let's go through the games, because I actually want to see. Oh, that's funny. I'm gonna go on the last one. That's gonna be the last one, which I found hilarious because I just called it at the start of this video and I didn't know who won. All right, so we're gonna start with the in-season tournament, the Pacers and the Cavaliers. Pacers got up 121 to 116 to the Cavaliers.
Yep.
I mean, that's a pretty standard game. Then you had the Bucks and the Knicks. Bucks got up 110 to 105 to the Knicks.
Good win, needed that.
Yep. Then you had the Nets and the Bulls. Now I'm reading this.
How did the Heat go?
How
did the
anyway? No.
the
The
Heat
Nets
go?
got up 109 to 107.
There we go.
Then you had the Nuggets get up 125 to the Mavs
That's a good win.
114. Great win. You had the Trailblazers and the Grizzlies. Trailblazers 115, Grizzlies 113. Then you had a great game, Warriors and the Thunder. Warriors 141 to Thunder 139. It was an absolute shootout. Then you had the Heat against the Wizards. Heat got up 121 to 114. Now I found that quite funny because whenever it matters, they come up, they win. Seems like they just had a point to prove I'm actually playing this time.
How did our boy Butler go?
Go in, I'll have a quick look. Butler had, you know what? Didn't have his greatest game. 27 and 2. You had Tyler, is it Hero? 24, 10 and 9. They had a pretty all-rounded game. Their whole bench, to be honest with you, 4 of their bench players had 18, 10, 11 and 9 points. So it was a well-rounded game. They're now up to...
They get up for...
They get up. They're now 3 and 4, so they're catching up and they're going up in the rankings. So it doesn't surprise me though when it actually matters they get it done. So
we spoke about. We'll go back to that Warriors Thunder game. That was a CP3 is just having an actually fantastic year.
He had a great shootout.
I mean, he scored 1 point, but 13. He had 13 assists.
Yeah,
and he just made their bench all better. Kaminga, Carrick, Looney, they just look good.
Yeah,
and
Sarek.
I said Carrick, Sarek, sorry, and then obviously Steph was awesome.
Draymond was good too. He came in and contributed his threes as well, and then Clay hit his threes when he needed to. Wiggins played pretty well. Like, it wasn't a bad game. It was a well-rounded game from them.
It was a strong offensive game from both sides.
Yeah.
And especially since Thunder didn't have SGA.
No, they didn't. Which, I mean, look, they
went to the last bit. Curry finishing the game off strongly. We had 20. He was 24 and 4 at halftime. Ended up with 30, and then the last layup of the game. But geez, he's pretty good. He just splashes them.
Well, as I said, they're 6 and 1. They're going to win. They're going to win the year. I've said it. I've called it. It better bloody happen now.
He has made
a big statement.
Prediction.
I made a prediction about 2 episodes ago. I'm kind of banking on it now. I'm quietly happy that the Warriors are getting up in crucial points, in crucial games. And I love to see Curry coming out. Wait, hold up. It's fantastic to see this old bull coming in, just bloody splashing the shots when it matters. And he's showing his experience and proving a point.
To your comment, I was going to say something else, but you just made a good point. We've talked about, LeBron James, he's in his season 21 and what he's doing is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
What's actually really interesting, they made a call. I can't remember what show it was on. It's LeBron is defying just natural logic so much. We're actually taking players like Steph Curry and KD for granted how good they're performing. They're 36 years old.
100%.
And they're playing at a very elite level.
Well, he started back in the 2009. That was his first season.
He's been playing for 14 years and is as good as he's ever been. KD's been good. But you look past him.
Can we just state the obvious? He's had an average of 30.8 points this season.
Steph?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's huge.
He's absolutely... But because LeBron is so far... He's 46. You almost take those ones for granted because if LeBron wasn't in the league, you'd be like, how good are these old veterans or old bull, like you said?
Yeah.
But LeBron is almost changing. If you're not good at 44, well, who cares? 36 young.
This is true.
But you've got the sports scientists. Sports scientists. You've got the sports science and whatnot. They've got a lot more money that they put into their health and their body and re-energizing, recovering. Sorry, that's the word.
But that's like you said. I mean, chucking $2 million behind your body each year is going to do something to you. Yes, LeBron alone, but that's going to definitely help you. Now, can we say the obvious? Luka Doncic. That's how you pronounce his name, right?
Luka Doncic.
Doncic.
He's having some sort of year.
Not just some sort of year. From his first season, he had 21 points. He was averaging 7.8 rebounds, 6 assists.
We're going back to the video we just did.
Then we're going up. Wait, hold up.
That's a good start.
Then we're going up to 2019, he now averages 28.8, 9.4 boards, 8.8 assists. This guy, arguably, if he continues this trend as to what he's done over how many seasons he's done 6. This is his 6th season of NBA. He's now at 33.8, 10.4 boards, 9.4 assists. If he continues this way, he will go down as arguably... He'll get up in the top 10. He'll get up there.
Okay, so my only pushback to this is because LeBron's done this too.
But then he needs to win his championships.
He needs to win his championships, and they are the system, and those players don't generally do well.
Yes.
LeBron James is the best example that defies this, that he is the system. He can't play under a system, and he's 4 from 10. Wilt Chamberlain was the system, was 2 from 6. Yep. Players who become part of a system... Michael Jordan was the system until Phil Jackson got there, and it took him a year to get used to that. Pippen to get better.
Yep.
When MJ started becoming part of the triangle, they won.
Yeah.
When Kobe played under his system, won 3. Then when he was just all Kobe ball, went out twice, went out in the playoffs once. Phil Jackson comes back, they win. Now,
but statistically, he's playing he's having one of arguably, from an individual standpoint,
he's absolutely great. But it's a team sport, and my problem with Luka is the same. And I'm not saying I have this LeBron you nitpick against a Michael Jordan because LeBron's won. But you can see it that if they go down, so Joker's perfect. He gets his same ones, but he plays within his system.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to.
So, but you think about who. So now Kyrie's come in, right, for the Mavs.
He plays ISO.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, between you and I, they still don't have enough depth to win.
No,
it doesn't. To me,
well, they got rid of a lot for Kyrie.
This is these 3 players that are in the squad: Grant Williams, Derek Jones Jr. I mean, yeah, you hear the name. Derek Lively the second. Couldn't tell you who that is. But you got Luka and Kyrie. You got Tim Hardaway Jr., but they're the only players. Seth Curry, well, he just shows up for his 5 minutes a game. Dante Exum, he's not really playing that much.
I struggle with the Mavs going deep.
No, they won't.
And then they've added... So, okay, before Kyrie came last year, the Mavs were 4th on the rankings. And the year before, Luka willed himself LeBron-like with a pretty average team to the conference finals, and they lost to Steph and the Warriors, that's a system. It is a genuine
keep
system.
Talking.
Now I've just lost my code. What happened there?
I just wanted to make sure that we were recording.
Joshy's had a few.
Joshy's
had a few today.
That. It was
He's
actually
dropping things.
I didn't. I thought the camera was going to. I didn't put it on.
Well, we've learned next time if it's not playing, we just use the audio.
Thanks for making me look like a dickhead.
We've learned.
Anyway,
I don't think I needed to make you look like a dickhead. You did that all on your own. Coming he had them, and then you bought Kyrie, and sold whatever depth they did have.
Yeah, their depth is not there.
Now you've got Kyrie, who's an ISO ball, thinks he's awesome. Not defensively sound.
No, not at all.
Now, how good is Luka that he can take him to a spot? Yes. Can they win the playoffs? Make it to the finals? I just don't see it.
I don't see it. I think, to be honest with you, wouldn't put it past Luka. What's his contract at the moment? Do you know? Is Luka on a big contract with the Mavs? I'm curious to know, because I reckon, between you and I mean, he's on one of the biggest salaries.
Oh, they're all.
Holy crap!
What's he on?
Luka Doncic is on pace to make NBA history by earning $70 million in one single season through a Supermax extension contingent on all NBA honors in the 2023-24 season, with the contract
So,
potentially reaching
so-
$367.5 million.
So he's got to. Does he have to? Is it first team All NBA or just All
I would
NBA?
one freaking hand.
Well,
You'd hope he's
hang on.
first.
All that said was All NBA
yeah,
honors.
first
Okay.
NBA. Oh wait, could become no. Actually, no. It didn't say. It just said All NBA honors.
I think he's on track to be.
Well, he's gonna be that.
I think he's going to be I think he's going to be first team All NBA. Luka's at a point now where he's in the MVP contention,
Yeah.
and then once he's got that, he's got to win.
So this is the problem. If he he could win, right? But his team isn't going to win him. It's not going to
So
win.
when I say win, I mean win.
Yes, he's got to win. They've got to take it out.
I think he's next just as a progression. Does he win the MVP? I mean, he's definitely started there. And then the pressure will be on him because we keep talking about how good his stats are. But
His stats are fantastic. Like you went through. You go
But
through
we'll-
Jordan. You go through LeBron. He's up there with some of the best
Sure.
at the moment. Even, I mean, you look at the Joker. Joker's arguably the
Do
same.
you know why MJ was so good? So everyone thinks he was just a scorer beforehand. Well, hang on. The year before Phil got there, he was the system and actually played point guard. He averaged a triple-double for a month. No one remembers that, but he was the system. And Phil said, hey, we need to get the ball out of your hands because everyone knows where you're going. Now, for the first year, he's a bit of trivia. He actually shot more than he ever had. Everyone thinks Phil Jackson got there, and he just magically didn't. He just magically became a team player. Michael Jordan was very much a team player. It took him that year. And look at his stats before his championships to beforehand. They all drop.
Yeah.
Because he was willing to drop everything to win.
And that's what I...
He was the system. People think... No. He was the system.
So, no, I agree.
This is what
I
players like
agree.
Luka, LeBron... James...
But you look at LeBron...
Hang on, your boy James Harden just came out too with his first interview with the Clippers saying, I don't play in a system. I am the system. Well, Fat Harden, how about you join the system and actually turn up for a playoff game? I'm sorry, this didn't mean to be a rant about James Harden, but to the Luka point,
we're not even in conversation. James Harden, Luka Doncic, they're just two different players.
I'm talking about
making the
how
system.
Luka plays is he is the system.
Yeah,
that has been shown unless you're LeBron James
that it doesn't work.
And even then, LeBron went to join the
LeBron.
Heat.
Yeah, even so, you could go across the LeBron stats throughout a full year. Luka is on track to absolutely annihilate.
I don't know if he's going to annihilate it.
No. What I'm saying, look, if his trajectory continues the same way it's going, it will annihilate it.
Is he going to play 24?
But years? Is he going to play 24 years and is he going to win as many championships? There's a different story. That is a completely different argument. I think Luka would be better suited with a team that actually is a team, and he doesn't just become all about it's his team and he's going to lead it. Like what Giannis has kind of done, he's kind of gone, I'm going to take not a step back, but I'm going to let's try and build the great team so that we can actually win a championship.
So that's interesting what you said about Giannis, because Giannis actually did have his side. Giannis did not have the fanfare side. Giannis won with Middleton, Drew Holiday were good
side,
solid
good squad.
players, couple of all-stars, but he played with a system, within a system, and good role players around him.
Yep.
Now they've compromised a little bit, and we'll see how he goes with Lillard. I actually think he's gone the other round with you need the superstar and the recruiting and whatnot. But come back to it.
What team hasn't done that at the moment in this current NBA season? What team doesn't?
No. And but it's a fallacy.
The only team.
But it's a fallacy.
And it pisses me off. The Nuggets.
Yeah,
they're the only team that have the depth, in my opinion. Aside all
but
the
Giannis
Warriors
had that too.
Warriors do.
Warriors built the side. They went and got KD.
Yep.
But then they've proven they can win.
They can win without him, and they will. KD's not.
They just got CP3,
He's a gun for them.
Exactly, he's a gun
for them as an assist warrior.
So this is where the Warriors are good. Is anyone who joins them fits the system?
It's weird how well they actually...
KD comes there at seamless.
You're so right.
CP3 comes in off the bench and a ball handler, but that's how good their system is. And they've proven they can win or when they're not.
It's so true. They're not about one player. They're about a system. They're about a team. They're about a collective.
Yep.
It's about making sure you play your role, come in, do your job. And to be honest, when you've got Clay and Steph and then CP3, you've got a pretty... They're small...
Draymond's a great defender.
But he can hit a three.
Oh, and he's a brilliant facilitator.
100%.
What you do love about the Warriors, when they won their 4th championship against the Celtics, Steph finally won his first finals MVP. And that was the first question they asked him. Steph, what's it like to win your first finals MVP? And he just looked, we just won the championship. Who cares? We just won our 4th championship. Steph Curry, where you have him in your ranking, and we're not going to go through that because that will be for another day, preview to come, is one of the most selfless leaders in basketball history.
So I do think that team and the way that they've crafted that team it's a unity. They're just completely
Correct.
selfless. And you look at their depth. I mean, they've got Wiggins, Green, Thompson, Curry, Paul. If they could get a really good center, I know Looney's
Looney. So I mean, look at their bench players: Looney, Sarek. Was it Sarek?
Looney's actually
Kuminga. It looks like he's going to threaten to explode any day
Peyton,
now.
Sarek,
Peyton the
Moody.
second. They're here to play, but the system. There's a reason they have a dynasty.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest thing, and we're jumping around here today, which is really good. One of LeBron's biggest knocks that he does have that every other Pantheon player has, what is it?
He's the system.
It's not that he's the system.
But
He has not played for a dynasty.
Yeah.
His best one was the Heat that won 2. But let's go through it. Bill Russell won 11 as part of a system. Yep. Michael Jordan was part of a dynasty. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was part of Showtime. Magic was part of Showtime. Tim Duncan was a part of the Spurs. Kobe Bryant was part of a dynasty. Larry Bird was part of the Celtics dynasty. Shaq won 3 in a row as part of that dynasty. The only person that is sort of similar to LeBron was Wilt Chamberlain, and he was himself. It was Wilt.
Yeah, I mean,
what dynasty was he part of? He played for 2 of the best individual sides for a year, but he doesn't have the track record. He doesn't have 3 championship plus like all these Pantheon players have.
That's one of the best runs in. It is the best run in history.
In
Bill
sports.
Russell. In
team sports, 11 from 13.
11 from.
We will do a video on how great.
From 1959 through till 66, he won every year.
He won 8 in a row.
It's crazy.
There's a quote Michael Jordan said to him when they won their first three-peat, "We're coming for your record," and he laughed. Which one? I won 11 and I won 8 in a row. We will do a video on how good Bill Russell is. The only player that I will allow to someone say is better than Michael Jordan, and you kind of don't have an argument against it.
But the beautiful thing is, and I think from
that is an ultimate team player.
Yeah, dynasty and ultimate team player. I mean, you look at Jordan; he won all his championships at one team.
He was a dynasty.
That's 100%. And Scottie Pippen was the same.
Scottie Pippen was part of the dynasty.
You look at.
They were part of the triangle.
Sam Jones was part of that. He won 10. He was part of the Boston Celtics.
Oh, yep, Celtics. You got Havlicek, Bob Cousy, Sam Jones. Oh, we will give a history, and this will be good for NBA.
Yep.
For NBA lovers, that Bill Russell is the greatest winner in sport history.
But he brought the players with him too.
He was happy to score nothing if so his teams could win.
Yeah.
And when it came to it, when my brother were talking about this, he was 16 from 18 in do-or-die games, and he never lost the game 7.
That's crazy.
He beat the sides that he was supposed to beat. He beat the sides with Wilt Chamberlain, who was the best player in the world individually, and even when he wasn't favourite, he won. We're gonna stop it there. We will do. There's a couple of videos that have just come into my head that we're going to
be going through.
But that was, I think, obviously just going through the
in-season tournament.
The in-season tournament, what we thought about it. We obviously went to
drop your thoughts if you have any. I think it's a bit.
Again, any questions, suggestions, just put it in there.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you later.
See you guys. Bye.